So Saul Bass in the movie title sequence. So Saul Bass was born in May 8th, 1920, and lived till April 25th in 1996. He was a filmmaker and graphic designer who is known for his movie title sequences created through the 50s and 80s. The movie title sequence. So before the influence of Saul Bass, many movie title sequences were simply a plain or unmemorable background where credits could be displayed for the film. They were typically boring and didn't add any character to the movie itself. Saul Bass's work proves that the opposite could be true. By incorporating interesting design elements and movement, movie title sequences became a more prominent moment for films, drawing viewers in before the movie even began. So here are some older ones. So you can see in The Black Raven in 1943, it was just a plain background with maybe an image in the back and then just listed the credits. And then in Our Modern Maidens, that was almost 14 years before, and it pretty much looked exactly the same. So you can see that the movie title sequences pretty much just stayed the same over that time. So Bass studied at both the Art Students League in Manhattan and Brooklyn College. Um, his career began freelancing for advertising companies. He worked commercially in graphic design before establishing his own firm called Soul Bass and Associates. On his early works, he began his movie career by designing posters for films. Making these posters built his notoriety, segueing into his work creating movie title sequences of short films. So some of the posters included Carmen Jones, The Man with the Golden Arm, Love in the Afternoon, and Bonjour Tristesse. So Carmen Jones was his first. So filmmaker Otto Preminger offered the job of creating this poster in 1954, making this Bass's first movie poster. After the poster was complete, Bass was offered the opportunity to create the movie title sequence as well, setting off his career. Next is The Man with the Golden Arm. Working once again with Preminger, Bass created the poster as well as the movie title sequence for this film, earning his Hollywood reputation. And then here's two more. So there's Love in the Afternoon and Bonjour Tristesse. You can kind of see his style forming. And then there's also Vertigo and The Shining. He also created logos later in his career. So he made the AT&T in 1983, United Airlines in 1974, Warner Bros. In 1972, and the Boys and Girls Club of America in 1978. So Vasta's style can be seen across his logos, posters, and movie title sequences. The most notable element that can be seen is his choice of color. He favored both colors presented in the examples. Red, yellow, blue, and black are all used, taking up either the entire background or large chunks of his works. Along with that, he also manipulated scale and proportion, as seen with the face in Bonjour Tristesse and the vortex that characters are falling into in Vertigo. Compared to earlier movie title sequences, he also emphasized a modernized take on traditional sequences. So typography, so color and scale are only made up a portion of Bass's style. He also utilized fonts and the arrangement of words as a way to continue his designs throughout the entire piece. Credits are delivered in uneven and bold lettering, working their way into the image rather than sitting on top. So for The Shining that was shown earlier, the name is the entire design, but Bass used an angle and incorporated a picture beginning to set a tone for the movie just by the words. So here's all his movie title sequences. So you can make contemporary comparisons with these. So while Saul Bass passed away in 1996, his influence still gives inspiration to filmmakers and graphic designers today. His visual elements and transitions can be seen specifically in X-Men First Class, whose title sequence was designed by Simon Close. As Bass did, Close took themes from the movie and worked them into the sequence, giving a smooth transition from credits to movie. Known elements from the X-Men has always been mutated genetics and the letter X. These are brought into the movie title sequence by the use of simplified DNA. The following images go further, focusing on arrangement, movement, and transitions of the elements on the screen. So Carmen Jones again. In Carmen Jones, a rose burns at the bottom of the screen in the center over a black background. Red is used along with movement of the flames, keeping viewers entertained as the credits are shown to the left and right of the rose. So, the same with the poster for Carmen Jones, Bass brings in the same visual elements while incorporating movement. The red is bold, flickering on a black background like a real flame. This is vastly different from the previous movie title sequences that consisted of rows of credits without much visual appeal. So this set of images from X-Men First Class is most notably related to Carmen Jones. The first is the difference. The wording is flipped, so keeping the bold shapes and colors to either side of the screen and the credits in the center. The comparison is more easily seen with the second image, as the colors are the same. White shapes form a barrier which contains the credits, but a red circle similar to the burning rose is seen as well. Like the burning rose, it exhibits movement as it bounces around the screen. So West Side Story, the sequence simply shuffles through screens of various bold colors as seen before in the posters. And then, as previously established, Bass marked his style most prominently by his use of bold colors. It contrasted on black backgrounds and took up large portions of the screen. And these images from X-Men, the style choice can be seen as well. North by Northwest, here the credits are incorporated into an image using an angle like that of the Shining movie poster. Bass turned the credits into a part of the window along the side of the building. This choice leads to a smooth transition into the film itself. Comparison to seen the way the credits are already incorporated to an already existing image. Just like North by Northwest, here the credits are incorporated into bands seen during DNA sequencing. Like the windows, the words follow the same angles, sometimes becoming bands themselves. And this is a set of transitions from the Man with the Golden Arm. So it starts out with 4 uneven, unparalleled lines, and then they slowly merge and then crumple upwards. So it's a paper cutting of 4 non-parallel lines combining into one thick rectangle going down the center of the screen. That rectangle then crumples upwards, becoming the crooked arm associated with the movie. The arm leads to the theme of the movie, which is the battle of heroin addiction. It can be seen that elements of the movie bleed into the opening sequence before it begins. Here, this is the X-Men First Class. The circles contain the extra white, just like the arm. They move to form different barriers around the credits. Like the Man with the Golden Arm, the circles move, losing their X while they change organization. This plays into the theme of the movie just as Bass's sequence did. And then Vertigo. Much like its poster counterpart, the sequence for Vertigo gives a hypnotizing effect as the spiral in the center swirls and grows larger, drawing the viewer in. Here, the movement can be seen and the scale changes as the audience is almost swallowed up by the spiral. So this comparison is across several factors, the first being the positioning of the swirls and the circles in both X-Men and Vertigo. They're in the center of both screens. And next is the movement. Vertigo gives a hypnotizing effect by its slow swirl changing colors as it turns. X-Men First Class goes through a series of transitions, staying within the center until it becomes spirals of DNA forming before the audience. Like Vertigo, the spiral is slow and grows larger on the screen to give the effect that it is moving closer to the audience, or the audience is moving through it. Again, the colors change gradually. Comparisons here can be seen for Psycho. Here, once again, the black background for Psycho, and then the drawings aren't introduced, but the lines slide horizontally to reveal the title made up by the design. Here, this is the X-Men version. For Psycho, the line shifted horizontally until the title formed, taking the center of the screen. It is shown in a pure black background and white letters. For X-Men First Class, lines are also used as well as the black background with white lettering. Like Psycho, the implicitly formed line of chromosomes is created moving horizontally. Once formed, the title is seen in the center of the screen just as Psycho is. And then in It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, the audience is led through a series of chaotic and unpredictable events all surrounding the globe. In this example specifically, we can see the movement from the left to the right end of the screen, with loops showing movement, as well as Bass's interest in scale, as that's a globe and it's made small, and then all the transitions that changes size and perception of it. So this set of comparisons for X-Men primarily shows movement. Just like Mad Mad World, the audience led through a series of chaotic, unpredictable events all surrounding the globe. In this example specifically, we can see the movement from the left to the right end of the screen. with loops showing that movement, and then in X-Men First Class, indicators of movement are seen in the form sort of colored glare following the circles. In the third image, we see a line leading to a circle that eventually leads to the credit, drawing the eye the same way the globe does, and it's a mad, mad, mad world. The movement of circles is also sporadic in X-Men, shifting abruptly. This type of unpredictability is seen throughout Bass's sequence. So in conclusion, Saul Bass's distinct artistic style offers a wide range of inspirations that artists use for current projects. His work changed the way movie title sequences were interpreted and created, leading them away from showing something audiences ignored. Instead, they have become a memorable portion of films, giving audiences a glimpse into the movie they're about to see.